This is Countdown.
Where do you go when you're not even safe in your own home? Game 3 left the Portland faithful saying,
"We've seen this movie before."
And we walked out on it the first time. Running and gunning to a first-half lead. Gassed and dashed through the second.
Draymond Green in attack mode.
Draymond cranking a triple-double in just 3 quarters.
It's a team that senses blood, and they're going for the kill.
Steph being Steph.
We'll keep that same mentality no matter what's thrown at us.
Trapped, double-teamed, overwhelmed.
You up against a wall of defense. Sometimes it's 3 defenders.
Doesn't matter. Dame must find a way, injured or not.
It's a little harder to breathe.
The Trailblazers have 2 choices.
Or they will be on vacation.
Or get busy stealing 1 win in their own house.
You don't look like you want to fight. I'm going to stop this.
Warriors, Blazers, Game 4 next on ESPN.
Welcome to NBA Countdown, presented by Mountain Dew.
Blazers fans told us their crowd was the loudest in the league. Recent evidence suggests, it's up there. They're going to be roaring tonight trying to help their team survive to play another day. Well, Dame's time this postseason run out. He says his team's got a lot to play for as they look to avoid ending a 3rd straight season in a sweep. Before we get to the drama of who wins, we need to find out who plays and in what condition they're in. For that, we go to the greatest, Doris Burke. DB, what do you have for us?
Hey, Michelle, I'm going to begin with Damian Lillard, who did tell me in a conversation just a short time ago that left side, his ribs with the separated rib, is sore. He feels it most when he's winded, but he does not believe that he is playing poorly, just that he's shooting poorly. As to the 3-0 deficit, an insurmountable odd to this point in NBA history, here's his take on it.
We've been a great team all season long. We do know that we're capable of beating them. And 2 of the next 3 games are on our home floor, so I think we start off by just getting 1. That's been our mentality, is just get this one and then try to go get one on the road and make it back home, and here we are. But I think the most important thing and the message the last 2 days has been just win the next game.
On the other side of things, Andre Iguodala is out with that left calf issue that he tweaked in the first quarter of the last game. An abundance of caution probably for Steve Kerr, as this has been an ongoing situation. One thing to note, and I think this is a serious demeanor you've seen from the Warriors across the board. They felt like in the Clippers series, because that extended a little bit further than they wanted, that they were, quote, messing with the game, and some injuries popped up as a result. Their intention is to come in here and win, Michelle. We'll see if that happens.
Very interesting. Thanks, DB. The Andre Iguodala part, Paul, tell the people how important he is to his team and their run.
Well, he's very important because he's a versatile defender. He's a guy, when they get in the switches or man-on-man, he can pretty much take pressure off of anybody on the court, 1 through 5. On offense, he takes ball handling responsibilities away from Steph, from Draymond, and he makes plays for these guys so they can be shooters on the perimeter, Clay, Steph. So, he does a number of things. He's also a guy who's hit big shots. This is a former Finals MVP. We're talking about a veteran who knows his way around the block. This is a big blow for them because if you remember, when they lost to Houston last year, he was out. And I think that was a big part of them losing and going 7 games with Houston because he was out.
Yeah, he's a big part of their postseason. Damian Lillard, look, he's never going to admit it, but how much do you think that injury has been affecting him in this series?
Well, that's one of the things I like about him. He's not going to use that as an excuse. I'm sure it's hurting. I haven't had that injury, but I'm pretty sure it's having an impact on him. But the biggest impact is the way that the Warriors are playing him. They're trapping him every single time. They're not leaving the trap until he gets rid of the basketball. He nor the coaching staff has been able to figure out how to break him free from those traps. So that's the biggest impact on the reason why he's not playing great. He's not playing poorly. He's just not playing great. But if we think about it, outside of game 1 in the last series with Denver, he wasn't fantastic either. They trapped him, did the same kind of thing. So Dame is going to be fine. I love the fact that he's playing hurt. He's taking responsibility, and he's continuing to try to build some confidence with his guys.
And we know the history of being down 3 games they are, 0-3. What do you do? You're the Trailblazer. Your approach tonight is what?
I got one question for my esteemed brothers. Have you ever been swept?
I can't remember, but
that means yes.
I can't remember.
I've been swept.
Yes.
Right.
Yes, I have.
I've been swept as well.
I probably have.
In the best of 5. And that's a buzzkill for the year. It's hard to enjoy everything that you've accomplished because that's almost like getting knocked out in the first round. And so for them to be on the verge of getting swept for 3 straight years, that's only happened to 5 teams in the history of the NBA. It's really important for them to at least try to come out and get a game so their fans can celebrate this year as opposed to leaving with a salty taste in your mouth because you just got swept.
Yeah, it's a tough way to end what was a good season. We got to switch gears for a second. You're looking for some new entertainment now that Game of Thrones is over? Don't get me started.
I heard it wasn't good the last
Garbage.
few anyway.
We got a show for you. The
I haven't watched
Lakers.
yet. Don't tell me.
I'll tell you everything.
Chauncey always watches.
No dragons, no undead armies, but we do have a lot of backstabbing and some magic.
I like what you did there.
Hey.
I like
I
that.
start hearing, Magic, you're not working hard enough. Magic's not in the office. So people around the Laker office was telling me, Rob was saying things. And
Rob Pelinka.
Rob Pelinka. And I didn't like those things being said behind my back, that I wasn't in the office enough and so on and on. The straw that broke the camel's back was I wanted to fire Luke Walton. And we had max 3 meetings. I showed her the things he did well and the things he didn't do well. And I said, listen, we got to get a better coach. I like him, he's great, former Laker, the whole thing. So when we went back and forth like that, and then she brought Tim Harrison to the meeting, and Tim, he wanted to keep him because he was friends with Luke. When I looked up and said, wait a minute, I only really answer to Jeannie Buss. Now I got Tim involved. And I said, it's time for me to go. I told them when it's not fun for me, when I think that I don't have the decision-making power that I thought I had, then I got to step aside.
Timing, of course, is everything. The franchise introduced its new head coach, Frank Vogel, this afternoon after that morning that we, of course, just watched Magic do his thing. Rob Pelinka and Vogel had some things to discuss.
I think for any of us, we know who we are in ourselves. We know the characteristics and qualities we stand for, and we know as a staff and feel very strongly that if people judge and evaluate us for who we are as an organization and the vision and path we have going forward, we feel there'll be a very, very strong appeal for the great players to come here.
I understand what the perception is when you lose for a few years and some things happen, like that can happen, okay? But there's a positive vibe happening with our team right now. There really is, okay? And it's just one of those things that you're just going to have to wait and see, okay? But you're going to be happy with the product that we put on the floor this year and where we're going as an organization. You really are.
That man needs a hug. If you're wondering where LeBron was, he was there. All right, he's at Lakers practice facility, was taking in the festivities, a very 80s nod right there with the neon. But all things being said, your takeaways from what was said today between Magic and Pelinka.
Magic dropped an atomic bomb on the Los Angeles Lakers franchise.
Fair.
So this idea that he's going to continue to help them recruit players, the opposite just happened today because he clearly can't be in any pitch meetings with the people that he talked about today. And he didn't hold back on anybody because he was an equal opportunity employer. Start with Jeannie Buss. He questioned her lack of leadership and having too many people in her ear. He questioned Rob, said that he was a backstabber. Questioned Tim Harris, wanted him to stay in his lane. And he said he wanted Tyronn Lue over Frank Vogel to be the coach.
Yep, that sums it up.
That interview, while I am so glad he got a chance to express himself, my childhood idol, and Rob Pelinka, a friend of mine who I played college with, so I think I'm a fair referee here.
Okay.
I think what he did today does not put them any closer to getting big-time free agents.
You think he actually did more damage, even though he said, I'm still going to be in my courtside seats and I'm still going to be here when they call me. I'm going to do this and this and this. You think ultimately what? He wanted to take the team down a little bit further?
No, he just confirming what we all thought and what we all heard. When you're trying to move forward as an organization, there can't be any disconnect between your president, your GM, and your owner. And, free agents, they hear, they watch, they see this. And as far as moving forward, this was a big blow to the Lakers. Because if I'm a free agent right now, I'm like, there's still probably some disconnect in that organization. How do I go to an organization that doesn't seem to be very stable right now, even though you just hired a coach, a very good coach at that? There's still some questions to be answered about Rob Pelinka and where does he fit in, because I think the trust is broken.
You don't think there are questions?
Within the organization.
I feel like the questions were answered.
We got the answers.
You know, I really do. I feel like the questions were answered today. Magic got a chance to really kind of tell his side, tell his story. And people, everybody was like, man, this dude just quit in the right. Nobody knew he was. Now everybody understands why. And I always say that dysfunction always starts at the top. And it does. It's just true. And Jalen laid it out perfectly. And when these, like Paul said, when these things are not connected, it just doesn't work anywhere. It doesn't matter. Like there has to be some synergy between that front office, between the coaching staff, between the ownership. Whatever the brain trust is, there has to be some chemistry and some synergy.
Absolutely.
They don't have it.
Right.
The free agents talk. These guys are friends. I don't. Coach Vogel just said there's positivity. There's good things coming. I'm not confident. We'll see.
I mean, backstabbing happens in every industry, but the difference between most people and Magic is he needs no one. He doesn't need the money. He doesn't need anything. So he had the freedom today to just call it like he saw it, and it was, if nothing else, it was entertaining.
Yeah, being the president was just a hustle for him.
Yeah, side gig. Time to check out who has arriving in style. Brought to you by Chevy Blazer. Oh wow.
Oh, that's the crew.
Oh, okay.
That's what I'm saying. Now that's style right there.
I don't know if it is.
Everybody got a sweat.
The games 1 and 2 combined. The beauty of watching games with you guys is that I get to hear immediately in real time what you love, what you didn't love, and what they should have done. What did you like about what the Raptors did in Game 3, Chauncey?
Well, I love their passion. You know, when you come home and you're down 0-2, you got to leave it on the floor that night. And I felt like they all left it on the floor. In fact, Kyle Lowry fouled out with 6 minutes left in the game.
He did.
He was a little too aggressive, but they left it out there, you know, and that's the kind of effort that you have to give. I mean, you get to this point in the season, as you guys well know, adjustments happen, whatever, but it's the will. It's the will, and it's that mental fortitude that's going to push you through, and they had that in Game 3.
Well, it all started with their leader and their best player, Kawhi Leonard, and that's what superstars do. You're back against the wall. You can't afford to go down 3-0. If you go down 3-0, the series is pretty much over. So Kawhi Leonard took it upon himself to say, hey, guys, jump on my back. I will lead us to this victory. And that's what we saw from him. He not only scored, but he guarded their best player and did the best job we've seen all year long on him one-on-one. So this is what superstars do, and I like that. I expect Kawhi to continue to step up each and every night because that's who he is. And
first off, they're not playing him one-on-one. They're definitely not playing him one-on-one.
I mean, you can't play him one-on-one, but for the most part, he's on them, and they're collapsing when he gets into the lane. They're doing the same thing to Kawhi, and he's able to get buckets still.
Yep, superstars get the headlines, and rightfully so. They have a lot of expectations, and they have to deliver to make everybody around them better. However, Marc Gasol was outstanding. He had 16 points, 12 boards, 7 assists, and 5 blocks. Like, he was doing it in all facets. Pascal Siakam, this year's most improved player, 25 points, 11 boards. Norman Powell gets in for Lowry, who fouls out, for Danny Green, who's struggling. He has 19 points. Kawhi had a level of help. They played well in front of their home
It was
fans.
eye-opening because, not for nothing, all of that being said, the Bucks were still in it up until the last couple seconds, really. And it's going to be interesting, Game 4. Anywho, CJ McCollum, back to our game tonight because it's Trailblazers. They either win tonight or their season is done.
It's over now.
Oh, no, not yet.
You and me, babe.
No, don't jinx it yet. We'll get to the part
Wallace. Wallace.
This is the part. That's like you're a genius. All right, the standings. Let me see these.
I told you guys. Come on.
Last.
Now you just got to play my wagers.
That sounds weird.
Wagers.
Playoff P, huh? Did you name
Chauncey Billups? Good old Chauncey Billups.
Wagers suck.
All right,
Playoff
Paul.
P. You see that? Playoff P.
You named yourself and everything.
What we got?
Right.
Talk to
We got 3 bonus. These are all 3 win bonuses today.
Oh, these are just bonus?
Buckle up.
9 points?
Here we go. All extra. Exact points. Steph Curry. Exact points.
Exact points for Steph Curry.
Oh, my.
I'm going 37.
Exact points. I'm going to go 31.
26.
33.
Exact points. CJ McCollum.
Ooh.
26.
Let me see it. 29. That sounds right.
Ready for this? I'm going 34. I'm going big.
Am I ready for this?
I'm going 18.
Okay, did you write that?
So are we doing these wagers so nobody can catch up to Paul?
Exact threes.
Like, hold on, right?
Exact made threes. Klay Thompson.
Whoa. Okay, that should be worth like 5.
I'm going 8.
Dang, dude. Seriously?
5.
Give me 4. 7.
I'm going 4.
Oh, I was going to do 4.
Exact assist, Damian Lillard.
6.
I got 5.
7.
8. I mean, why are you sharing a pen?
Rebounds.
All I know is I won the
Draymond
championship
Green.
this year.
Here?
That's all I know.
Exact rebound.
Exact what?
Draymond Green, exact rebound.
11. Oh, you said it first.
9.
You guys are too nice. Give me 12. Price is Right, this whole thing.
He's killing
Did
them.
everyone go?
I'm going to go. I'm going to go 13.
I don't even know what we just
I'm
wrote
going
down.
13. They ain't going big. 13.
No way anybody got any of that right. All right.
We'll see.
Talking about Myers Leonard. He got the start
Also,
in
to
the last
catch up
game.
with Paul, we got to guess how much somebody going to score
Exact
now.
numbers. He paid everyone back.
This
16.
dude, man, I'm telling you, wagers suck.
Right.
It always is not good when you.
See, they got the dancer in there. I like that. We're coming up on tip time here at the Moda Center in Portland. Game 4 of the Western Conference Finals, top of the hour. Now, for Portland, this game is a matter of pride. They got to prevent a sweep. But for one Trailblazer, Game 3 was a matter of faith. Enes Kanter, a devout Muslim, observes the holy month of Ramadan, during which he can't consume anything from sunrise to sunset. It's a practice that obviously could conflict with fueling a professional athlete for a playoff game. Here's Doris Burke with an inside look at Kanter's balance.
Tat it up. Show your flavor. Show your personality. Where was Dennis Rodman? He got to be included on that.
A lot of people could be included on that, in fairness.
Nice piece by Spears,
Yeah,
my man.
that guy's really good at tattoos. I've never had a good guy at tattoos. Splash Brothers, obviously they get all the pub, right? But the Warriors' defense hadn't been that shabby either. Chauncey, make us smarter, please.
Well, their defense has been amazing. I mean, Draymond has been dominant. I mean, we can start calling him playoff. This is playoff day right here. But we'll go to the tape. I want to get ship DNA, guys. This is what this part of the season is all about. And look at how much better their defense gets in the second half. All these numbers are so much better. The field goal percentage goes down. 3-point percentage goes down. Look at the point differential. Unbelievable. This team really locks in. We always talk about how good they are in that third quarter, but also the fourth as well.
I love seeing Day-Day's growth as somebody that got a chance to follow him in high school and in college. For a guy that didn't have his best regular season, he's been Defensive Player of the Year. He wasn't an All-Star this year. And so you can tell in the playoffs, he's starting to look like the player that resembled a few years ago before they added KD, before they have added Boogie, because his usage is up. He feels more a part of the action, and you can tell because he's really been dominant in what he does.
You said it right there. His usage is up. Because the lack of them not having KD, his responsibility grows on the defensive end and the offensive end. And I think because of his offensive production is the reason his defensive production has went up, because he feels more involved now. He's getting the ball in the post, making plays. He's getting rebounds. He's getting deflections. And it's just because his role has increased, as well as Steph Curry's, as well as Klay. And that's why you're seeing all of them perform at a high level. This is the Warriors team, and how they're performing is the team that we saw win 73 games.
Can we talk coaching for a second? How impressed are you guys with what Kerr's done so far this postseason?
I think Coach Kerr's done a very good job this postseason. He's had to change lanes a little bit.
Very good or great?
He's done a very good job this postseason. I say my words right, Paul Pierce. He's done a very good job.
I think he's done a great job.
Okay, I think he's done a very good job. He has a well-oiled machine. His top player goes down, but it's not like these other guys don't know each other very well. You get Draymond, he's healthy. He's very productive. You get Iggy, who's a Swiss Army knife. And he just kind of, he's done a very good job this postseason.
He said very good, Paul, so where is he on your top 20?
I think at this point, I think Steve Kerr right now is one of the top 5 coaches.
Top 5?
All time. All time. Like you said, if he wins one more game tonight, he'll be one of only a few coaches that's done it, or the only coach that's done it in his first 5 years. 5 straight times.
When you start doing top of things, I feel like that's where arguments happen.
They do.
He's a top 5. He's a top 5 ever coach.
So it's up for me to name a couple of people just to
Red Auerbach, Phil Jackson,
Popovich, Pat Riley,
and Steve Kerr.
I have to say Phil Jackson, based on what he's accomplished.
Well, Phil Jackson, he's on the list.
No doubt about it.
So you might have him top 5.
No, I'll say he's probably top 10.
top 10? Are you just scared to say 5?
I would say top.
Say 5 right now.
No, I'm not scared to say. I'm not scared to say anything.
What other coach has 3 championships?
I'm going to say top 10.
Okay.
Because I've yet to see Coach Kerr have a unit that is not the unit that we've seen, that he had to struggle a little bit. I've yet to see him do what Doc Rivers did this season with a depleted roster, if you will, no all-stars, none of those big-time studs. He's done a great job.
You got Bell, McKinney starting. I mean, he's had to do things.
Well, no. You think they're going to win a championship with this lineup, Beats?
I don't know that they're not.
Absolutely
I can't see the future,
not.
Chauncey.
I agree. Absolutely not.
So you're saying you could have put anybody in that chair, and the Warriors would have won 3 championships?
This is what I'm saying. Luke Walton went 20-0. What did he do with the Lakers?
But this is the thing. After they already won a championship, the system it was in place. So when you win a championship, the guys understand their system. Coming back the next year, they understand their roles. Everybody knows what they're going to do. There's not a lot of coaching going on until the playoffs. So I believe you look at the coach as like keeping them motivated at that point. Making sure they don't skip the processes, like practicing hard every day. And also, just little things like that. It's already a well-oiled machine once you win, Chauncey. You notice. And we talked about this. The year after y'all won a championship, you guys, you didn't have to look over to the coach anymore. You guys knew your roles. You knew what you needed to do. It was about managing personalities and the coach keeping you motivated and calling plays out of timeouts.
It was about having this coach
and having a player coach on the court. And the Warriors have that. Steph Curry.
By the way,
Draymond Green, they have those guys on the court.
Blazers? No, we're talking about the Blazers.
They are about to run out here. It is going to get
loud.
Top
10 or what?
Wally?
Is he top 10 or what, Jay?
I say he should be in the conversation for top 10, not top 5.
Well, who's your fifth?
You ready for this?
I'm going Larry Brown over him.
Oh,
I'm going Larry Brown.
One championship.
Larry Brown.
Yeah, one championship.
What about, I just put Doc there.
You guys are really.
All right,
what about Chuck Daly?
Doc is right there,
Rick
too.
Carlisle has one
Chuck Daly.
No, Doc is right there.
Lenny Wilkins.
But see, you know
Lenny Wilkins.
I'm going to cut this off for 1 second because, A,
you guys
it's my job.
just don't want to give a guy due.
But
I want to talk Blazers for 1
more
second.
championships than all these other guys.
But you know what people always do?
We got to talk
count
Blazers.
rings.
Yeah, we got to talk Blazers.
Count rings.
How do you, this series so far, look, this could be it for them. If that is the case, how do you feel about this team right now? How is this series?
Well, I feel the same way I felt about this team. I think they need more. They need a wing that can really impact the game, dribble, pass, and shoot, make it easy for Dame, make it easy for CJ, and that can take over when those guys aren't playing well. I mean, Nurkic will be back. It's been a great season for them, even if it's over tonight. But I still feel the same way I felt earlier.
It's a letdown. It's an embarrassment. It's a buzzkill when you get swept, regardless of the round. They will be the 5th team in the history of this league to get swept in 3 straight seasons.
I mean, come on, Jay. They had a great year. You don't just make it to the conference final.
They had a great year.
I mean, even though they got swept, they're losing to the 2-time defending champs.
Give me a game.
They can hold their head high now.
He needs 1 game, Paul. I don't think that's too much.
One game would be like, okay, you won't be disappointed.
We'll be right back. They're going to still argue about coaches, but you watch these commercials, and we'll come back in a second.
AI gave me a game against the Lakers.
And then you said
NBA Countdown is presented by Mountain Dew. Do the do.